Hello everyone, JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City transfer update. End of August, transfer market still open in and around Europe, so we're still getting little flutters of news here, there, and everywhere. So I'll be keeping you up to date with what's been happening. So make sure, like always, if you're interested, make sure you subscribe, press that red button, press the bell, put your push notifications on. Aiming for 5,000 subscribers. I think we're just over 160 subscribers away, so any help towards that will be much appreciated. Go check out my social media links too, my Twitter and Instagram if you want to go and follow me on there. That'd be much appreciated too. Leave your thoughts in the comments below and leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. So we're going to crack on with this video, and we're going to be following up on the story that we followed with from last week, which is in terms of Jayden Sancho. Got an update on him. Now, Bild over in Germany are reporting that Borussia Dortmund are set to hand Jayden Sancho a new contract. Nothing really too worrying as far as I'm concerned with this. This is just Borussia Dortmund's way of securing the long-term future of Jayden Sancho, and also basically gives them a little bit of power with terms of Jayden Sancho, because it means then that they can start demanding more money. He'll be an expensive transfer anyway. If he didn't sign a new deal, you'd probably be looking at maybe even less than £100 million of signing a new contract. That now allows them to boost that right up, and it'll probably mean Jayden Sancho, if he was to leave Borussia Dortmund, would probably be one of the most expensive transfers in the world, and you'd be looking at a fee similar, maybe even more than what Kylian Mbappe is, which is just baffling. And so this is Borussia Dortmund's way of doing one or two things: either keeping hold of Jayden Sancho, which you can't blame them, they're going to want to keep hold of their good quality young players, or if they want to sell, being able to get a lot of money for him. So it's a difficult transfer to get done, not impossible. It means City'd have to break their transfer strategy to do this. I don't see us doing it personally. I do see City being interested if Jayden Sancho did want to leave. No updates in terms of Jayden Sancho having any release clause in his contract, or anything like that, or City having first dibs on him or anything like that. So I'm not too sure what would happen, but it seems Borussia Dortmund trying to seal the long-term future of Jayden Sancho, and so making it just a little bit more difficult, not just for Man City, but for any club to sign Jayden Sancho, in particular English clubs, because they'll demand more money. They know that there's a big demand for homegrown English players, and when you've got one that's an England international already, and someone of good quality and as young as what Jayden Sancho is, and an attacker too who's having another good season at this moment in time, it's going to be very expensive. You're asking what fee would I put on there? I'd say I have put down anywhere between 100 and 150 million pounds, which personally I just don't see City paying that. Whether other clubs do, we'll have to wait and see. But this is just Dortmund's way of just trying to secure the long-term future. Now, speaking of Germany and the Bundesliga, moves us on to a new name, and it's Bayer Leverkusen midfielder Havertz, that's how you say his name, 20-year-old attacking midfielder. Apparently the Premier League Big Six, excluding Tottenham Hotspur, in that are interested, along with Real Madrid and Barcelona. A lot of interest. I highly doubt that Manchester City will make a move with so much interest, but we are getting linked, and apparently he's been valued by Sport over in Germany at roughly around £90 million, 20-year-old attacking prospect in midfield. A possible replacement for David Silva for next season, £90 million though, and with so much interest, they'll probably be able to drive that price up. We know that City won't touch that amount of money. I know there used to be a time when we wouldn't pay more than 40 to 50 million pound. That's gradually just rise towards 55, 60, even 65 million pound. City were even willing to spend roughly 70 million pound on Harry Maguire. So inflation is sending that price up. I don't see City going as high as 90 plus million pounds, certainly not at this stage, but you want my opinion on these things. If City want the high caliber next big thing, you're going to have to pay that amount of money, because other clubs will, and City will be missing out, and so you're left with a choice of either settling for second best or paying for the high quality, or just doing what they do and just utilising the players. We've got one of the best managers, if not the best manager, in Pep Guardiola. He can turn these 40, 50 million pound signings into players worth well over 100 million pounds. For example, look at Leroy Sané. So, last target for Manchester City, and one that we've been doing now for probably 2 or 3 summers consistently, we're getting targeted and linked with Charlie Allen. Not Adam, the former Liverpool player, Charlie Allen. Now, Tottenham were apparently set to sign the young Northern Irish teenager, but apparently Manchester City have hijacked the move for him and have given him a trial in an attempt to try and convince him to sign for Manchester City. So, a battle between Spurs and Man City for a Northern Irish teenager there. So, we'll wait and see if we do end up signing, or he ends up signing for Spurs or for somebody else. a young player that City are getting targeted with, and it is one way City saving a lot of money in the next, 4-5 years. These players that are like 15, 16, now 19, 20 years old, you can promote them, and all of a sudden you don't have to keep spending 80, 90 million pounds. You've got the next big thing already at your club. Or you can sell and get buyback clauses and bring these good quality players in from abroad that's been produced in your academy for a cheap deal. Look at Angelino. So yeah, that's a way City are going around trying to avoid spending 90+ million pounds on players. So we'll move on to the outs now, and we've got an update on Felix Correia, Manchester City's signing that we brought in from Sporting Lisbon as part of the new partnership that formed this summer. He has joined AZ Alkmaar over in the Netherlands on loan for the rest of the season. He also has an option for a further year on loan, so I wanted to wish the best of luck to Felix on his move to the Netherlands. Of course, like I said, he's joined from Sporting Lisbon. He's an 18-year-old attacker, and it'll be interesting to see now how he does for the next season over in the Eredivisie, and if it'll be interesting to see if he does end up taking up the option of having a further year. So I wanted to wish the best of luck to Felix on his move. Now we've got another update on another Manchester City player that we brought in this summer, Ryotaro Meshino, the player that we brought in from Japan. Apparently I was expecting to go back to Japan. I said maybe that City were going to utilise him with Yokohama. Instead, he's going to possibly be going to Scotland. I've reported before that Hearts of Midlothian are interested in signing him, and according to the MEN, he is set to sign on a season-long loan deal at Hearts. 21-year-old Japanese player, signed a couple of weeks ago. Apparently Manchester City were debating whether he'd be good enough for City's first team squad. Instead want to send him out on loan for the season, see how he does and assess his options there. So he'll be joining up at Hearts in Scotland, and wanted to wish the best of luck to him on his loan move when that is made official. When it is made official, I'll bring it to you on the next transfer update, hopefully. Now, reports of a Fernandinho move isn't going away. Now, of course, he was being linked with a move to Turkey, and I said it's just unrealistic. City ain't going to happen on that one. Now, more reports are coming in that he's stalled on a new deal. Now, I wanted to clarify everything here. He hasn't stalled on a new deal. He has less than 1 year remaining on his contract. I imagine he's going to be assessing his options, seeing how many games he's going to be getting at Manchester City, whether he sees any decline in him or whether he wants to move somewhere else or see where he's at. To me, this is the future. It deserves to be decided by Fernandinho and nobody else but Fernandinho. He's a player that's aging. He's a player that is of high quality to Manchester City, but it's a player that City are going to have to phase out and gradually bring in the next Fernandinho to be able to replace him. So we've got plenty more years, because unfortunately now he's getting no younger Fernandinho, and so we've got to be thinking long term here. And it's the same with David Silva too. And if David Silva wants to stay at Manchester City, he's more than welcome to. I'm sure he'll sign a new deal. The option will always be there. And it's the same with Fernandinho. To say that he's stalled on a new deal and it sounds like he's trying to get more out of Manchester City, it just isn't the case. It's just one of those that he's just going to see how it goes, see how he feels going later on into the season. Like Vincent Kompany last season, he chose not to stay at Manchester City. He chose to go and pursue another project. Fernandinho might do the same. David Silva might do the same too. Both these players are out of contract at the end of the season. It wouldn't surprise me if both of the players left and went and pursued something else somewhere else. Wouldn't blame them if they did. Obviously, they're getting no younger. We know that David Silva wants to go back home to Las Palmas at some point for his career, which is over in Gran Canaria in Spain, to go back home and raise his family and live out there and enjoy his retirement. I don't know what Fernandinho's plans are, but he's a fantastic player, and if he wants to stay at Man City, I'd love for him to stay. Same with David Silva. I'd love for them both to end their careers here, but if they want to go and pursue something else, they deserve to, don't they? I mean, you know what I mean? To say he stalled on a deal, it's just baffling to me. Anyway, last story in the transfer updates comes in the form of Zack Steffen, and this really made me smile. Now, he's on loan at Fortuna Dusseldorf at this moment in time. Dusseldorf not doing too bad in the Bundesliga, I don't think, either. Now, Dusseldorf are delighted with how his start to the season has gone, and they're that interested. He's only played a few games for Dusseldorf, and they're already interested in signing him on a permanent basis. There is no clause in his contract for that loan to be made permanent, although Fortuna Dusseldorf are extremely interested. Now, to me, if he has a great season and he continues doing what he's doing at this moment in time in Germany, he would make a great understudy next season to Ederson if Murich's loan deal doesn't end up working at Nottingham Forest, of course. He's dropped in Nottingham Forest last game, which is very unfortunate and isn't what we was hoping for. And City wanted to let Bravo leave, who again, his future is uncertain. Then it'd raise a position for a non-homegrown player to be brought in, either in another position or in a goalkeeper. And of course, Zack Steffen would fall into that category of a non-homegrown goalkeeper, so he'd make a great understudy and a ready-made replacement, proper tongue twister that one, for Claudio Bravo. Good quality, American international, having a great loan. I think he's a good quality goalkeeper, and if he does have a good loan, surely if City were interested in selling him, we could put a buyback clause on him if he ends up being a fantastic goalkeeper, which I'm sure that he will be. Would Dusseldorf be able to afford him? Because when we send players out on loan here and we end up selling these players, we only sell them for what? £10+ million, though. Interesting one to keep an eye out for, but I'm delighted that Zack Steffen, at the very least, is having a good loan spell at Fortuna Dusseldorf. So there we go, that's been the video. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed the video, leave a thumbs up so I know you enjoyed this video. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe, press that red button, press the bell, put the push notifications on if you're new around here and enjoying the content. We've got plenty more Manchester City and football content and transfer updates coming up over the continuous weeks and months going forward. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Go and check out my social media links too. Links to them for my Twitter and Instagram are in description below or popping up on screen if you want to go and search for me and follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Then please feel free. Any help towards number gains on there would be much appreciated. Any help in number gains would be much appreciated on here too. And I'll see you all again for the next video. We're going to be reacting to the latest Champions League draw that's coming up on Thursday. So I'll be giving you all of the details, fixtures that fall in between the fixtures, sandwiched between the Champions League games, giving my thoughts and everything else to do with the draw and potentially looking at some of the other groups too. And just, well, basically having a good reaction to that. So if you're interested in that, make sure you stay tuned for that. That'll be up after the draw on Thursday. So there we go, that's been the video. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you all again for the next video. So it's with JSGC. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you for watching. Peace. Ciao for now.